Hey, what's happening, everyone? How are you? My name is Nori. Say hi, Nori. Hi. Um, I'm an artist. I am also a filmmaker, and I have an acting background. And I'm originally from Japan. I live in Los Angeles, right here in Los Angeles. I've been here 28 years. I think this is my 29th year. And I was born in Nagoya, Japan, well, just outside of Nagoya, Japan. And ever since I was a kid, I felt like I was a foreigner there for some reason. I never felt like I belonged there. Don't get me wrong, I love Japan. I love the culture I grew up with, and also I value it. I teach it in America. I wasn't planning that at all. When I left Japan, I was like, I'm not gonna do anything Japanese. I'm not gonna do anything Asian. I'm uh, I'm me. I'm Nori. I'm gonna represent myself. And but it's interesting how things, you know, work in your life. We're gonna get to that. But I was born in Japan. I was a baby when I started painting. My mother had me drawing every day as a little toddler, a little baby, and also she had me a pair of scissors cutting stuff as a baby. And my family members were nervous about that and giving my mother a hard time. But, she taught me how to use it. And then next thing you know, from age 3 or 4 to 6 or 7 years old, not exactly sure when I stopped going there, but my mother sent me to private art lesson, Mr. Miura. It's like a Japanese version Andy Warhol. It's like salt and pepper hair down to his shoulder, and got a big bubble glasses on. Very artistic experience. It was right by the Rusty train station. Rusty, yeah, 2 stories building, and the first floor was like a supermarket, old-fashioned supermarket with produce and some fish and some. I remember fish. I don't remember any other meat, but there's like a kitchen supplies and snacks and stuff like that on the first floor, and then there was a little payphone, 10 cents, 10 yen, to make a phone call when the class is over. I will call my mother or grandma, grandpa, great auntie for them to pick me up. And the second floor was the Mr. Miura's studio. We're going up the rusty staircase and knocking on the door. He opens the door, Mr. Japanese version Andy Warhol. I'm kind of kidding here, but he's standing there. He said, come on in," And then I go in. Of course, he was speaking Japanese, and he directed me to his studio, which was rather like a very dark place. But I still remember the metallic windows, and just everything is rusty there because right next to the train station. And I recorded the sound the other day, and I have an episode on my Patreon. I created the whole thing that I'm telling you about. So I may just share a little bit of it in the future. But so that's where I learned the foundation of art, watercolor and drawing, and then I think I was age 5. I was in the kindergarten. I received an award from Nagoya City, and I knew that I remember someone asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I'm going to be an artist. I had a clear mind that I'm going to be an artist. I think I said painter, to be specific, but then I was super shy, and I didn't know how to, like, I was a nervous kid because I have a very strict father, uh, very strong, and I'm gonna get to that some other time. But I was very shy in public. I couldn't even raise my hand to go to the restrooms. So to come out of it, I was in preteen. I think I was like 11, 12, 13 years old, junior high school, when in America it's like a middle school, right? Seventh grade, eighth, and ninth. Well, ninth is in Japan, it's still junior high school. But I started dancing because I watched Michael Jackson and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that thing? He just across the stage. How? And I got a video. I watched it a million times on the VHS tape where it just, I don't know if any of you remember the VHS tapes, but if you watch it so many times, it's going to get very, the quality gets bad. So it looks like, you know. But I watched it hundreds and hundreds of times to master that. But that's a whole nother story too. I used to take my dog to the rice field. In the middle of the rice field, shy Nori is hiding, and then no cars around, and I'm just doing Michael Jackson moves, and then the car comes around, and I stop and do 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 do, and then car goes away. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? So that, I broke out of my shell by dancing. And in high school, I was doing Running Man. I watched Bobby Brown, Belle Biv DeVoe. MTV only came on TV on Friday, actually Saturday morning, 12:45 a.m. on, I think it was a regular channel, but you have to wait for it. Of course, some of the young people now growing up with cell phones and all kinds of stuff. This is the TV. This is a time where TV. Did I have a remote for that? I think we did have a remote for that, but it's the old days. You know what I mean? So I watched it, and high school. So yeah, we had a remote controller. Anyway, that's my high school. I don't know why I got into the high school Running Man stories, but so yeah. Back to my art. So as a kid, I painting, and what my mother, well, my family, my mother especially, she has a creative mindset. My father too, actually. They're not artists as a profession, but they have very um, open minds. So that allowed me to think beyond of where I was growing up, the area. I was teased a lot because I was thinking outside of the box. And as an artist, I had to hide my colorful thoughts in my pocket my entire childhood. I couldn't express it because high school, the junior high school, I'm going to talk about it one day, it was very strict. I felt like I was in a sort of like a military, some sort of camp type of place where, we had rules. We couldn't like grow our hair. If your hair touches your ear, you get cited. If you're a minute late, you're late, you're cited. You have, it's like pants. You can't, you know, you have to properly dress, like you're, like you can't be independent. You can't be freely expressing yourself. So it's like I felt like I was in a tight little box the whole time I was in Japan, and I came to LA, and I felt like, oh my gosh, I can be me. I can express myself. I felt the freedom all of a sudden. So it's great, And then my painting, my dancing, I was on Soul Train, by the way. I was dancing on Soul Train from 98 to 2000. And I got to know Maestro Clark and Shamar Moore and all these people. I met Q-Tip on Soul Train. He was the coolest people I ever met. He turned around, he looked at me, he walked towards me. I was on the riser. He shook my hand. Hey man, how you doing, man? Keep doing what you're doing, brother. And then it's like, peace, man. And it was so nice, Anyway, I have so many stories, and I met very interesting people in my life. I met Quincy Jones. I met allowed me to talk about Olympic story one day. Uh, that one, I used that for sort of like a motivational speech purposes. I say that I tell the story in my classroom sometimes. I'm a fine artist, mainly 99% of it, but then I have, like, I teach on the side. So I've been teaching Japanese art, which I never intend to do. So, uh, okay, I'm not going to talk about it today because I want to, but that's going to turn into a long, long story. And then by doing so, that led me to many opportunities in America. So, it's like you feel like you're detouring and then going around to a wrong direction, but then that's the right way. It's a tricky thing, It's like you have to be flexible. It took me a long time for me to settle in this country, and when I came here, the answers are no, no, go back, no, there's no place for you. Some people kind of laughed at me, but I said no, I belong here. This is my home, you know. So now you may be wondering, why is my story important to you? Um, as an artist, my purpose is to inspire others. And if I can make someone smile, laugh, or inspire to be the best version of ourselves, you know what I mean? It's like we can grow together. And as an artist, if I can make the world slightly better than yesterday, I think I'm doing my part. So, and also I have a lot of art shows, and I made a film which is coming up soon. I'm working on many pieces that they are based on my film I made. My film was 7 minutes and 23 seconds. It's called Shifting Point. I made it all by myself. I composed the music too. I directed, written everything, and it was screened at Hollywood Shorts Fest and also Big Apple Film Festival. I made it to. It was selected to the semifinalist. So anyway, I'm going to be making arts, and I will be sharing it with you. So anyway, today was my introduction, and you're like, I just kept talking for I don't know how much time, 10 minutes or so whatsoever. But I wanted to just sort of introduce myself quickly, and I'm going to be making a lot of videos. So please stay tuned, and we'll we'll see each other soon. All right, peace.